Good evening, good people. How are we doing? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the last in the last in the series of Speak With Dilys, series 4. So, well done to all of you for being here every week. Without fail, many of you, to share your Sunday nights with me. It's going to be a little bit lonely for the next few weeks because I shan't be here. Today is the last in the series of Speak With Dilys for a little while. Hi Beverly, how are you doing? As you join, please do tag a friend. If you are a woman over the age of 35, or you know any women who are over the age of 35, please do tag somebody. Just type their name in the comments or just share. And let's have a wider conversation about our relevance or irrelevance of women of a certain age. So Shirley-Ann, thank you for being on here. How are you doing? Lovely to have you on here. Guys, you seem to be just as tired as I am, but you've got to kind of wake up, shake your body. Thank you, Rosemary. My daughter, now I wore this to church today. Didn't have time to change, this evening. And when she saw my dress, she goes, "Mummy, you look like a 5-year-old. And then when I finished doing my makeup, she goes, "Well, maybe a 7-year-old. So she doesn't approve. So thank you very much for your lovely compliment. I shall tell my daughter that she's got no taste. I'm just, trying to look nice, prim and proper, and a respectable lady in a 50s looking dress with a kind of, you know how it is. So welcome to Speak With Dilys. Good evening, good people. I am waiting for you guys to tag a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. Any woman that you know over the age of 35, and actually even younger women, because I think this is a conversation that women need to hear all over. It's going to be a very deep conversation, very honest, very frank, very relevant. So if you know that you are a woman over 35, because there is a war that is being raged against us, trust me. So, Klinsman, thank you for joining. Please do share. Thank you for being on here. Michaela, thank you for being on here as well. If it's your first time, please do have a good time. Thank you, Rosemary. I feel fabulous, Hello, Denise, how are you doing? I think it's great being 50, but we will get into that in a minute, I promise you. So as you join, please do invite others to join as well. It's lovely to have you on here. Welcome to the last episode in the 4th series of Speak With Dilys. Next Sunday, you will not be seeing me. No. You will not be seeing me for a little while. I'll let you know when I'll be back. But for now, Speak With Dilys is finito. Hi, Evelyn. Thank you for joining back on here. Guys, as you join, please do tag somebody. Please do share. And once you do share, please put it in the comment box so that I can thank you, because I do appreciate it. And the more people that watch, the more people that can get educated about topics that we aren't speaking about enough. So let me just kick off by introducing who I am. For those of you that are going to be watching the replay or watching for the first time, my name is Dilys. I am the best-selling author of the book Not This Widow. That is my second publication, by the way. My first book is called Predator of Prince, How to Find the Man of Your Dreams, Not Your Nightmares. And that book teaches women how to spot red flags in men who may be emotionally, mentally, physically or sexually abusive. It's a very important book. A book I do recommend that every woman reads it. And a book that is, really used to educate young people as well. I am also an events host. I also am the host of this show, Speak With Dilys. I'm a minister in New Glory Ministries in Romford. I am a public speaker as well. And I am a qualified and accredited life coach. And I speak on topics that you will very much see me discuss here. So anything from relationships to trauma to self-confidence issues, current affairs as well, you name it, you will find it on the Speak With Dilys show. However, this comes with a little warning. I don't do political correctness on this show. I do truth. I speak about topics that I know about. I don't speak about topics that political correctness will have me speak about. So if you want to know how to do life, the tools to do life, I will help you find on this show. It's an amazing show, not because I'm amazing, not because of me, but because of you. I have done, and I think I've repeated this over the last couple of weeks, over 50 shows. It's only been made possible because you guys have been here, your contributions, the respect, and the fact that you have enabled me to have a platform that is respectful and supportive for people to have conversation that they wouldn't normally have, which is why Speak With Dilys exists, so that we can have conversations that we wouldn't normally have in a space that is respectful and is safe. So we've spoken about, topics like mothers who hate their sons, mothers who hate their daughters. We have spoken about safety for women. We have spoken about marriage. I think I did a 3-part series on marriage. That was amazing. And we even went as far as talking about how personal hygiene can affect your sex life. So we've really, really gone there, and I have enjoyed every minute of it. So Tara, thank you for being on here. Esther as well. Monica, thank you for sharing as well. Beverly, thank you for sharing. And Ayikwe, thank you. Franklin for being on here. And Rosemary, thank you for sharing. Gracious Benita, Christiana Cole, thank you. Denise for sharing as well. Guys, you are amazing. Amit, thank you for being on here. So as I said, some of you, I don't recognize your names. So if you're here for the first time, do enjoy this space. Okay, so that's all the formalities that have been put out there. It has been a wonderful day today, and hopefully it will end with a bang. So do forgive me if I sound a bit hoarse, but as I said, I was singing in church today, and it was one of those moments, so my voice does sound a little hoarse, and I just woke up as well because your girl's a bit tired, yeah? But I'm doing good, much better than I was last week, so thank God for that. Guys, as you join, please do share. Let's have a wider conversation. So, before I get into it, as I always do, how are you guys feeling this evening? If you're feeling good, show me some hearts. If you're feeling a little bit tired, show me the care emoji. If you want to share why you're not feeling too great, put it out there. We're family, and let's see what love and support we can give. I'm only seeing, okay, so I'm seeing some hearts. If you're feeling good, let me see them coming. Okay, so most of you are feeling good. That's brilliant. Good. Because you need to be comfortable. And I really do want to see a lot of women on here of a certain age, because you need to hear the conversation that we are about to have. It is very important. Today, I will be speaking very much from my spirit, very much from my heart. I don't have any notes on here. All I have is just the write-up to what this episode is about. So for those of you that are on here, and you know any woman over the age of 35, or you have daughters who are younger than 35, this is a place to be this Sunday evening. We need to have a conversation. Monica, thank you for being on here, and Kay Samantha as well, and Esther Abuache. Okay, so let me read to you what today's episode is about. It hasn't gone unnoticed, the level of hostility older women are often subjected to, and the expectation that once you're of a certain age, you're no longer relevant or entitled to enjoy the pleasures of, in quote, younger women. Nollywood star Rita Dominic recently tied the knot at 46. Shock, horror, disbelief are some of the reactions and responses from those on social media and elsewhere. No area of her life has been off limits, down to her ability or inability to procreate. Why do we seem to be so obsessed with the life choices of older women? And what kind of messages are we giving to the younger generation of the relevance of women in society? Do we need to redefine age or womanhood? Nothing is off limits on the last episode of Speak With Dilys, the Face of Ageism, here. Okay, so before I go into where I'm going to start, or maybe, let me just go back to that write-up, or maybe I will just give you a bit more context. So Rita Dominic is a Nollywood actress, very, very, good actress. She's been in so many movies. And she got married. She got married at 46. She looked stunning. Her wedding looked absolutely fabulous. She was, I think they wore this like jade green, and they looked amazing, looked lovely. Now, I thought when people get married, the thing to say is congratulations, all the best to the newlyweds. Not in the case of Rita Dominic. Oh, she's so old. Is she going to be able to give birth? Anyway, it's no wonder she had to marry this man who is XYZ, because obviously at her age, you don't have that many choices. There was a lot. And I sat back and I read many comments, some in great detail about whether she can give birth at her age. And I thought there is something seriously wrong with our society. Seriously wrong. Something seriously, seriously wrong. And then after I put this out there that I wanted to speak about this topic, that old individual by the name of Kevin Samuels, I think he did a show saying that women after 35, and I paraphrase, I'm not quoting him verbatim, women over the age of 35 who are not married are the leftovers. And I'm reading this as a 50-year-old woman. Don't get it twisted, it didn't affect me one damn bit. But I'm looking at people in my circle. I'm looking at women whom I have come across. I'm looking at women who are much younger than that. And I'm listening to their language. I'm looking at the life choices that they're making. I'm looking at sometimes the desperation. And I'm thinking, this is what society, I won't say has done, is doing to women. And how do we solve and resolve it? How do we tackle this subliminal and blatant message that once you are a woman over the age of 35, you are no longer relevant? Being an older woman is actually used as an insult. So you will find many times on social media, it's happened to me many times. Listen, I remember even working somewhere some time back. Was I 40? I had my 40th birthday whilst I was working in this particular place. And they used to call me Diva as a nickname. Not that I acted like a diva, they just used to call me Diva. And I had a girl that worked for me that for whatever reason insisted on calling me old diva. I ignored her. And every time she called me that, people would just look at her and look at me, because people know that my mouth is not easy. Like, hey, you know what? You know me, I keep it real. And she would always refer to me as old diva, old diva. I wasn't yet 40. So I was in my late 30s, but she was about 6 years younger than me. And one day I remember we were standing by the lifts and she referred to me as old diva. And I asked her to look at her stomach and to look at my stomach. I said, my child is younger than yours. My child is younger than yours. Look at your belly and look at my belly. Look at your face and look at my face. And by the way, we were both black in case you're wondering. I said, so when you're calling me old diva, I said, you are embarrassing yourself. Because nobody would look at the two of us and assume that I am older than you. So if you don't want to shame yourself, you might want to redefine that term, old diva. She never called me that again. But my point is this. Even if I was an old diva, so what? So what? Why the need to make reference to my age? Same thing happened when I was working in another office. And you see, for me, because I know that my mouth is pepper, I want you to be comfortable that you really want to talk nonsensical rubbish to me. Because what will come out of my mouth, it's not one where I will say, oh, I'm sorry, I was upset. So I was really upset and that's why I said it. No, if Dilys says something, because she mean it and I own it. I don't do because I was drunk, because I was upset, I was feeling emotional. I will tell you my heart. So I try to make sure that you're ready, that you want to go there. Same thing with this other young lady. Always making comments about my age. I'm not being boastful. When I look at some of these chicks, she didn't even have any kids then. I'd had 2 children. In fact, the time when she came with her foolishness, I'd come back from maternity leave. And I'm listening to this chick constantly going on about, yeah, but you're old, yeah, but you're old. And I'm, sweetheart, I had to tell her, I said, come, let me educate you. I said, let me break it down to you like this, yeah? I said, if you and I went out to a nightclub, yeah? I can assure you, if I was about that life, the number of phone numbers I would be collecting, they wouldn't even look at you twice. So when you're going on about I'm old, manage your business and stay in your lane. I said, and you ain't even had no kids yet. I got 2 kids and I'm older than you and I look better than you do. You need to keep quiet. Now, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't be so brutal. But there's times where you need to educate some of these people. And don't be shy about it. Sometimes you have to just talk the thing. I'm like, you're calling me old. My point is, so what? So what? Listen, like I said, I don't have notes today. As I was having my bath last night, I'm one of these people, and a few people have said they're like that as well. When I'm in the shower, my spirit is very receptive. I'm very much at peace and very calm. So I don't like people disturbing me when I'm having my bath. It's like, don't talk to me when I'm having my bath. I really do feel the Spirit of God speaks to me in those moments. And if I'm honest, my heart was filled with pain and at the same time compassion for women, not just of a certain age, but women generally. And what societies globally have done to us women. It was at that point that I said, you know what? I'm going to share some things about my personal life, and I am not going to write notes. I think what I need to share is not about education in the typical sense of how I would normally do a Speak With Dilys show. On that note, I'm going to read what I put on my Facebook yesterday. A lot of you've responded to this. And by the way, it's not my birthday. I said, I'll read to you the sentence that's got y'all a little bit confused. I posted some pictures on my personal page. You can go and have a look. I was in a pink dress when I had my 40th birthday. I had a party at the Montague on the Gardens Hotel in Russell Square. And it was called A Touch of Pink. So as you can see from the name, everyone wore a touch of pink and I wore this really nice pink dress. And I posted that picture on there. I also posted a picture of myself when I turned 50. And a few pictures in between. And this is what I wrote. In the pink dress, I was celebrating my 40th birthday. In the bottom right-hand picture, I was past tense celebrating my 50th. So thank you very much for the birthday wishes. Had they come with money, I wouldn't have corrected you, but you just gave me birthday wishes. So I have to just tell you that, nah. So start saving up for my 51st, yeah? It's in August 11th, right? Okay. So, and what I wrote was, in between my 40th and 50th birthdays, I've lost a husband, written a best-selling book, second book for me, currently writing my 4th and 5th book simultaneously, due for publication this year, about to launch my podcast show and a new business. I'll tell you about the new business later. Launched my online Speak With Dilys show and aired over 50 shows delivered as a monologue. Have become a seasoned speaker. I'm now a minister, qualified as a life coach. There's more, but I'm sure you get the picture. Across continents, women over 35, whether married or not, children or not, educated or not, successful or not, are defined solely by their age. Why? Why in 2022 are women deemed as irrelevant, past it, or of no value after 35? I personally have never been more relevant. Who sets these standards and who's maintaining them? Are we to kill ourselves or curl up and die because we are unmarried, childless, or taking care of ourselves financially after 35? The Face of Ageism is the last in the series of Speak With Dilys today. I wrote this because I just started thinking about my life and about me making things personal to me. I am 51 in August. According to society, and to certain men like Kevin Samuels, who I believe has been divorced twice, takes the position of a God to determine the relevance of somebody's whole life and existence just because they have a vagina. Let's keep it real. Let me break it down. Just because they are a woman. He gets to say, you are no longer relevant. Right, your clock's ticking. You are done for. You are nothing. You're a nobody. Let me tell you something. I just read what happened to me. In fact, I got married at 34. I married at 34 because I got married in 2005. Was I 34? I was 33 going on 34. Yeah, because it was literally just before my birthday because I got married in July. My birthday's in August. Since that time is when I can say I started to walk and recognize my calling. Maybe I'm just a very blessed person. I don't know. Guys, if you're on here, please do share and I can acknowledge the fact that you've shared and thank you for doing so. It's an important conversation for us women. Please do share. Tag your friend. Every woman on here should be tagging a friend or putting the name of a friend who is either 35 or below. And you'll see why as we have this conversation. Now, for me, let me just, greet a few of you. Marley, thanks for joining. Thank you, Esther, for sharing as well. Carol Rochester, thank you for being here. Naveed Ali, thank you for being here. Mabel. Deanna, how are you doing? How's your mum? I hope she's watching with you. Makata Jacobs, thank you for being on here. Kezia, love your name. How are you doing? I hope you are happy to be here. Eleanor, Ramona Pop, thanks for watching. And a lot of you seem to be new, so I hope you are enjoying this show. My name is Dilys. I am the host of this show. I'm normally here every Sunday, but today is the last in the series 4, so you will not be seeing me next week, but I will give you more information on that. So I'm listening to all these different things that are being said, and I'm looking at the fact that I came into my own much later in life, and I was saying that maybe I'm just blessed, but I always knew that the manifestation of who I was called to be would happen later rather than sooner. Would happen later rather than sooner. And I'll explain to you why. And I will explain to you why it's so dangerous to have this mindset that because I am past 35, I'm no longer relevant. And because I'm past this age, I must settle. And because I'm past this age, I am no longer of any use. It's so dangerous, my sisters. You've got to listen to me tonight. You have to listen to me tonight. Let me explain something to you. Every single human being on this earth, and I'm going to limit it to us women because we are the ones who, I don't think I'm exaggerating, are under attack. Every single woman has a unique destiny and calling on her life. Every woman, without exception, every woman. And for that reason, because that calling is so unique, it cannot possibly, common sense should tell you, it cannot possibly all happen for all of us at the same time. It couldn't possibly. It doesn't make sense for it to happen in that way. You're looking at a woman who will be 51 on the 11th of August. I was born 11th of August, 1971. You guys have come here nearly every Sunday for the past year and some to be encouraged, to be uplifted, to be loved, to gain insight, to gain wisdom, to fellowship in different dimensions and in different capacities. The only reason why Speak With Dilys is possible is because I have had 50 years of experience to share that makes it relevant to your life. 50 years. There are some experiences that I had to go through that never would have been of any relevance or would have held any substance for you had I sat here as a woman of 25. When I'm doing teachings on marriage and I'm talking about how to deal with chronic illness and I'm speaking about mothers who hate their sons, it is not just because I studied as a life coach. It's because I studied life. When I can write books about Not This Widow and share with people how you can grieve authentically and stand up for people who are being marginalized and being abused, it is because I am a woman of a certain age. That's why it is possible. Why are you telling yourself? Why have you convinced yourself that just because you have reached a certain age, you are of no importance? Do you not know that your destiny is going to be fulfilled in later life for you? Just like mine was. Let me tell you something. Make a note of today's date, 1st of May, 2022. I am only just starting. I am only just beginning. It has taken me 50 years to finally have a glimpse of what it is I am called to do. Why else would I be here every single Sunday at 8 o'clock? I don't get paid. My show is not sponsored. I have to look for what clothes I'm going to wear every single week. I have done over 50 shows. I have to read, I have to study, I have to pray and come and sit here because I know that somebody, when I did that show on suicide, are you telling me that it was of no relevance? I had to do life so that I could help give people hope for their life. And that could only happen by me having to have a husband taken away from me. It could only happen by me having a taste of what an abusive relationship looked like. And I'm not referring to my husband in case anybody's getting it twisted. There were certain experiences I had to go through for me to say, look, I'm not going to settle even though I'm of a particular age. I need to wait it out. Because at 35, even if you're going to die at 70, you've still got another 35 years to go. What are you going to do? Just sit there and say, oh, well, I've hit 35 now, still not married, still no children. I don't know what I'm going to do. Therefore, let me tell you somebody that really inspired me. Susan Boyle. At 42, she auditioned for Britain's Got Talent and she wiped the floor with everybody. She was 42 years of age. For those of you that ever watched her audition, go and Google Susan Boyle audition. My girl didn't show up there with her eyebrows plucked and preened, you know. She stood there squinting, but she opened her mouth. And that gift that had been placed within her, because we all have a gift, sometimes we just don't know what it is. At 42 years of age, Susan Boyle opened her mouth and she walked into her destiny. I can't stress enough how dangerous it is to write yourself off because you have decided, because you've become your own God and decided, I am 30. Time is running. Whose time? Whose time is running out? You are not the owner of time. You use your time wisely, but you don't own it. You don't have the capacity or the right to say, because that's not an entitlement that you have. Let me show you something here. The only thing you have the right to do and have complete autonomy over is to just thank God that you woke up that particular morning. That's it. What you don't have the right to do is say, because I have woken up this morning, I have determined that I must have X by this date. Maybe that's not how your life is written. Maybe that's just not how your life is written. And when you place yourself at that disadvantage of telling yourself, I must have this by this date, and it doesn't happen, then you become frustrated. And then the things that you should be grateful for, where you should be nurturing yourself and growing in yourself, both mentally, spiritually, physically, you don't grow. You become stagnant because you then tell yourself, what's the point? I didn't have it at this age, and therefore there's no use of it. There's no use for it. Says who? You see, as the older women, and this is what really was impressed on my heart and why I said, I'm not going to bother with any notes today. I'm going to speak from my heart. We have work to do. I have a daughter. She's only 15 years of age. She'll be 16 this year. I am now going to make a conscious, concerted effort to educate her about times, seasons, and destiny. Times, season, destiny. I am not going to ever tell her, oh, Isabel, you should be married by now. Says who? By whose calendar and with whose authority? Says who? Why should she be married at a particular age? Where is it written that every woman should be married by a particular age? Where is it written? And if it doesn't happen? And that's how we can have somebody like Rita Dominic getting married at 46 and the level of disrespect. Oh, but can she even give birth now? That's why people should marry early. Is it your business? Is it your business? And because we lie to ourselves and we have this spirit of entitlement that we must have, we enter into places and put our hands in pots that have no business. That have no business. We get what we want, but attached to it is many, 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 many sorrows because we were not prepared to wait because we decided we must have by this date. We need to stop it. Sisters, we need to stop it. We need to stop it. I got married at 34, practically, because I got married in 2005. It was just before my 34th birthday. It wasn't written, I wasn't less married because I got married in my 30s. I wasn't less married because I got married in my 30s. And definitely, I will marry again. Am I not entitled to get married again because I'm now going to be 51? By whose authority? These lies is breaking the spirit of women everywhere. When we talk about women going into abusive relationships, where do you think it also comes from? One of the contributory factors is because we have said as a woman, you must be X. As a woman, you must just be. That's your first responsibility as a woman. Not to be a wife, not to be a mother, but to just be. And be content in your space of being. That is your responsibility to yourself. Just be. Be the best version of yourself. Because when you are able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love me, I'm content with me. And because I'm content with me, all the things that need to happen for me and to me and about me will happen in its due time and season. The moment you take a calendar and say, it must happen by this date, you know what you do? You will do everything within your power to make sure that it happens in that date. And you know what happens? You end up settling when you really wouldn't have settled. I have people that I know that have done exactly that. Oh, but I must have a child by this day. Oh, but I must be married by this day. And you have settled. You have settled. You've allowed social media to tell you that because you're 46 years of age, even though you're beautiful, you're affluent, you're financially dependent, how dare you as a woman of 46, what audacity does a woman of 46 have to get married for the first time? How dare she? Let me tell you something, dare to be yourself as a woman. And we have to dare to teach our daughters that nobody is clock watching. We are to blame for what we are seeing. I'm 50 years old. How many times don't I repeat how old I am? I'm not looking for compliments to say, oh, you look good for 50. That's not why I tell you. I tell you I'm 50 years old because I'm proud of the fact that I'm 50. I am proud of the fact that at 12, I had a terminal illness and I'm here, however many years later. I had jaundice that, according to the doctors was so far gone, there wasn't much more they could do for me. I'm here. I am grateful because I am only now at 50, trust me, discovering who I am. When you listen to demonic people like Kevin Samuels telling you that at 35 you are the leftovers, maybe his mother is a leftover, I don't know. Maybe the sisters, maybe the women in his family, maybe he's speaking from the experience of what he's been exposed to. That's not your story. That's not your story. At 35, what did I know? And I remember being 40 and saying to somebody, it's only when I hit 40 something that I realized how young I was at 30. How young I was, how little I knew. I knew nothing. At 35, sweetheart, you're a baby. You're a baby. Hit 40 and then come and talk to me. Hit 40, you're just scratching the surface. This idea that you are not allowed to be happy, that you are not allowed to have children, you're not allowed to fall in love, it's dangerous and it's damaging. I can't tell you the number of times I'm having, even this morning it happened. Oh, you're ugly. Oh, you're this. And people were upset with this, and I said, no. I said, leave her. I said, people like that are exhibiting what is going on with them. And that is why they're projecting this. The number of times, and I've given you a couple of examples, that a woman's age is used to attack her. It's used to disarm and to disempower her. For her to go away and think, oh gosh, yeah, I can see the bags under my eyes and I can see a few lines around my mouth and, oh, I'm not as, my boobs aren't what they used to be and, I'm feeling whatever. Let me tell you something. Every line in your face tells a story. I've had a few sleepless, you can see I'm very tired today. I've not been well the last couple of weeks. And I literally woke up 20 minutes before coming on to do the show today. So, I go to church, I don't get time to change, so I kind of sleep. If I have to, I just have to close my eyes. I'm sleeping like this so that I don't mess up my hair. And, I put on my dress that I wore to church that my daughter reckons I look like a 5-year-old. She's so rude. And I come here and I do what I have to do. Who is God in your life to tell you that you're relevant or not relevant? Who has the authority to say, because you're 35 years of age, you're done for? And like I said, if you have another 35 years to live, what do you do with those remaining 35 years? What do you do? I've had people, oh, okay, you're a grandma, you are old. And it's said as an insult. Now being an older, it's an offense. And I'm thinking, do you want your mother to die at my age? Because if it's so offensive to you, then wish death on your mother. If me being an older woman is so offensive to you, then wish death on your aunts. When did we get to a place that a woman of a certain age is now an offense to society? We have to rethink our model of what we define as relevance and success and what is acceptable. Why is it so offensive that a woman should get married at 46? Why not? And this new phrase that I find it so offensive, pension baby. And I hear some women, refer, and I'm thinking, why would you disrespect your body like that? I've heard women, oh, this is my pension baby. What exactly is that supposed to mean? The men don't say it. There are men having kids in their 60s and 70s and 80s. They don't refer to their children as pension babies. They just refer to them as their babies. And it's these kind of things that we say that we feed into the filth of the offense of what it is to be an older woman. Let me read some of your comments. And he said, my question is, Kevin Samuels would be something got sisters, aunties, and a mother and grandmother. I am sure they're over 35 and not all of them are married. Absolutely. He's a disrespectful person who doesn't know his purpose and has not yet found himself. He's a very sad person. I agree. Let me read some more of your comments. Ernestina says, I think people who shame women in this age bracket have identity issues and are suffering complex issues. I'm mad when women join the chorus. Let this wrong identity break off. I couldn't agree with you more. Aisha, how are you doing, my love? Aisha Uncle says, I will be 50 next year, but I feel I'm 35. Grey hair is more noticeable in people with darker hair because it stands out, and that's why I love my grey. Well, I dye my grey. Why? Because I have it like little baby hairs and it gets on my damn nerves. If it was inside my head, I wouldn't mind. But to each his own. Marlene Frank, how are you doing, my love? Lovely to have you on here. Ernestina, thank you so much for sharing. Zara May, thank you for being on here. Sharon Shazzy Degan says, I'm listening to you, but I'm blown away by your, oh, bless you. I'm blown away by your beauty. Powerful woman, inspirational. Speak the word. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for your compliments. Hefzibah says, well said, Dilys. You're the second life coach I've listened to today with a similar message. Her name's Lady Sonia, and she did with the same very similar message. God bless her. Hi, Jammy Jam. Abdul, how are you doing? Thanks for being on here. Good evening to you. Adrian, thank you so much for being on here, Adrian. I've seen you shared my videos quite a lot, and I do appreciate it. Thank you. Esther Lawson, thank you for being on here. Sharon says, word. Marlene says, true talk. Rosalind M. Sisse says, very true. Shirley Ann Asafa White says, great message. Thank you so much. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Yemisi Jenkins in Bay says, thank you for doing what you do. Not many of us share experiences to enrich others for free. Everything's been monetized. Everything's being monetized. Yes, and you know, sometimes I can't blame anybody because for good reason. We gotta eat. I could be far more richer if I did monetize some of my stuff. But you know what? It's all good. It is all good. You're absolutely worth it. Aisha Anchor says, time, season, and destiny. Absolutely. Ernestina says, God in his own wisdom has given us time to fulfill his purpose by his own time and season. He is sovereign and he has asked us to walk with him like Abraham. He gets to take all the glory, and that's all that matters. That is all that matters. Absolutely. Mariam says, speak, my sister. Amen. I said, you settle to disrespect and the ignorance. Mariam Abba, that's what she's saying. Shirley Ann says, our lives are in God's hands and he knows what is best for us. Guys, like I said, the reason why this conversation is so important is we have to start to tear down the strongholds that's in people's minds about women generally. I made a statement, I don't think it was either last week or the week before, where I said, I'm looking at a lot of interactions on social media between men and women, and there is a real hatred. I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating. There is a real hatred, and I gave the example where this lady said she said, do not marry a man who is either stingy or lazy. Put your slippers under your armpit and run for dear life. And the insults. I mean, even me, that was where somebody said, oh, something grandma. And, you know, I gave him a very nice response, and I don't think he responded after that. But is being a grandmother, if I was, I'm not yet, but if being a grandmother was so disgraceful, then why would they honor theirs? We have to start to challenge. You see, look, things in every society is allowed to go on because nobody is challenging it. Like I use the example of, oh, this is my pension baby. The father of that child, unless you had your son or your daughter with a toy boy, is not referring to his child as his pension baby. You, the woman, are. Why? If you could not give birth, then it would not have been possible for you to give birth. So why do you refer to yourself in that derogatory way? I hate it. I've never liked it. The first time I heard it, I was like, why would you use that phrase on yourself? Because without you realizing, it all feeds into the disrespect. That is why a woman of 46 can get married. And instead of people just congratulating the happy couple, People are actually going into great detail and great debate about whether she will be able to have children at 46. Newsflash, not every woman wants children. Newsflash, not every woman wants children. And women who don't want children are not witches. They are not possessed by the devil. They don't need deliverance, and they don't need a second dose of Jesus. Not every woman wants to be a mother. Clearly, because there are some women who have given birth who are not mothers. Go and ask their children. Go and ask their children. So there is nowhere that is written that just because a woman has got a womb and a vagina, that she is therefore a candidate for motherhood. It's a lie. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing shows and having conversations about mothers who hate their daughters. Let's get it right. Let's not get it twisted. But you see, the reason why we women, we are like puppets. It's like we've become so disempowered that we don't know our own minds and we can't set our own standards. To the point where we are doing things that we don't want to do. But just to fulfill that societal tick, we will go ahead and do it. I had my first child at 21. I was not married. I was ashamed that I was not married. Never shared this before, but I'm going to tell you something. And I'm telling you this for a reason. I was the kind of girl who could have gotten married at 16 and lived happily ever after. I never really wanted much in life. I just wanted to get married, have my children, be a criminal lawyer because that's what I wanted to be. I did have aspirations of, being a stand-up comedian and later on wanting to be a singer. But fundamentally, I just wanted a happy family life. So I go to Italy, and I'm touring the south of Italy with a band called the Aura. And we're doing really, really well. They loved me in Italy. Loved this black skin. But the group of girls that I went with, so it was a guy that owned the band, and it was myself and two other girls. One of them was lovely, one was a real bitch. Sorry, but she was nasty. And I just thought if I stayed there, I would probably be done for, GBH or something. So I had to just leave. So what happened was, I was taken, very different. Back then I was probably more, I was never quiet, but I wasn't as forthright and, So I was taking her crap. She was very, very verbally abusive, taking her and one day I just snapped and they had to lock me out of the apartment because I was about to just basically deal with her. I was 19 at the time. And I just said, listen, I was on a 3-month contract out there. We were touring. We were signing autographs. We were big out there. This was in Catanzaro in south of Italy. And I left the contract early. However, before I left, I had like some TV work and some modeling stuff lined up for me. But I left, I said I'd come back. Stayed in England for a little bit. And just when I was like, right, I'm going to go back to Italy, is when I fell pregnant with my son. I was in that relationship for 6 years. I knew that under no circumstances was I going to settle. I was not happy. It's not how I imagined my life to be. It took me 2 years to get out of it. Why am I telling you this? I remember being advised by women that I should have all my children with the same man. In other words, I was told, even though this relationship is not good for you, settle. I said no. And at 24, 25, I left. It was about 10 years later that I got married. I had every opportunity to settle. I had every opportunity to allow society to tell me what to do. I refused. I refused. I decided that I would do what was right for me. Fast forward however many years, I get married. I'm with my late husband for 17 years. I lose a husband at 47. So what? 22 years later. And without people realizing, they were already ushering me from one box to another. Oh, you've lost your husband. It's going to be a long time before you will be ready to be with anybody else in terms of being able to get married. It's going to be a long time before this. It's going to be a long time. You're never going to be the same. I said, stop. I said, nobody has the right to disempower me as a woman with all the best of intentions. I remember posting something on social media, on my Facebook, and somebody saying, nobody is fit to fill the shoes of Eddie. I said, stop it. Eddie's shoes were his shoes. He's worn them. He's gone. Any man who I am with, they are his shoes. Nobody's stepping into the shoes of anybody. Whichever man I'm with, he will have his due respect as the man. He will not be walking in the shadow of anybody. I'm told that I can't wear my own clothes for a year because I have to let everybody know how much I'm mourning my husband. That's between me and God. Every opportunity is presented to us women to conform to what society tells you to be. It is about time we started to speak up and say stop, because you're killing our daughters. All it takes is for me to tell my daughter, oh, Isabel, well, I hope by the time you're 25, you would have settled down and been married and so that you have your children young. I am not telling her that. I am not telling her that. That's not a conversation me and Isabel are going to have. I'm not doing it. Whenever she's made mention of having children, I said, Bells, it will happen at the right time. You have to understand something. My right time is not your right time. Her right time is not her right time, but it's the right time for her. It's the right time for her. I had my child at 21. Did that relationship last? No. Because in fact, for me, at the time that it happened, I thought, this is not what I want. This is not good for me. But there are so many women in my situation that would have married the man knowing that this is not good for you. Listen, sometimes that person is just not right for you. They may be right for another woman. But you are not that woman. You are not that woman. Just because you had sex and got pregnant does not suddenly make you right for that man or that man right for you. Let me tell you something. You are not that important. People will gossip. People will be shocked, horror, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? After a while, you're old news. Live your life. When I fell pregnant, Dilys is pregnant. After, in the end, waiting. Is it not Dilys here that now everybody respects? At the time, what did I have? I had nothing. I had nothing. I didn't have, a superb job. I wasn't whatever. But the Dilys of 1992 is not the Dilys of 2022. You know why? It's called destiny, it's called time, it's called season. Relax. Chill. And stop telling yourself, oh, I'm 35, my biological clock is ticking. Relax. Take your time. Start to educate yourself about, how you can fulfill your destiny. Get to know yourself. Embrace the time. Because there's a responsibility you have beyond yourself. This life means nothing if it doesn't have an impact on somebody else positively. That is what we have to understand. Listen, I am 51 in August. It has taken me, It's only when I joined my current church, New Glory Ministry, when COVID hit and I was in lockdown in Ghana for 6 months. Those 6 months is what has contributed to the woman that you see sitting in front of you now. That was the point at which destiny and my calling became a revelation as opposed to something that I was still searching for. How old was I in lockdown? Not 49. No, yeah, I was 48. I had my 49th birthday whilst I was in lockdown. Or 48th birthday. Relax. Everything is not supposed to happen in the first quarter of your life, my dear. Everything is not supposed to happen by a particular age. Because there's some experiences life has to show you so that you can fulfill your destiny. I had to have all these experiences so that I could sit here and say, relax. I can tell you to relax with authority because I am that woman. I am that woman that Kevin Samuel says, I am past it. Since my husband died, do you know how many men have asked me to marry them? Yes, I'm not relevant. Yet, and I'm only saying this in accordance to Kevin Samuels that once you're 35, you are of no relevance. Says who? Where is it written? And yet you believe it. Why? Let me explain this to you. There are certain lessons that we don't learn well enough in our younger years as to why certain things don't manifest until it's later on in our life. There are different opportunities that life throws at us for us to be able to grasp and learn, and we don't. And we keep on making the same mistakes and the same mistakes. And finally we get it when we're 40. And then we can be entrusted with that thing that our heart so desires. So for some of us, it will happen at 46, like Rita Dominic. I'm 51. If I choose to get married again, you better believe I will get married again and I will not apologize for it. If I want to have kids at 51, guess what's going to happen? Dilys will have kids at 51. If I want to, I don't know, get a six-pack and wear a thong bikini, if that's what I want to do, that's what I'm going to do. But stop saying because I own this date, I can't have, or I should feel ashamed to have, or I should cover the fact that I've had a child later on in life and refer to that child as my pension baby. What the hell is that? I find it such an offensive term. The men are not saying that. If you're an older woman and you want to date a younger man, date him. Where is it written that you are not allowed to have a husband who is 10 years your junior? Where? Stop allowing society to tell you how relevant or how irrelevant you are. Do you think any of this stuff validates me? I get my validation from up there. I'm a woman of faith. Trust me, I know who I am. Do you know who you are? When we see another woman being disrespected just because she's a certain age and being called grandma in a disparaging and disrespectful way, don't be quiet. Do not say anything. Say something. Because if we don't begin to challenge this society, what we're doing is setting our daughters up to fail. That is what we're doing. Like I keep saying, my daughter is 15 years of age. I am already trying to pull out some of these, mindsets I see forming. She was saying to me, oh, I want to have all my children by da-da-da. I said, stop. I said, you will have all your children when it is time for you to have all your children and not a second before. I am not colluding with her to validate that mindset because it's dangerous. Let me read some of your comments. Onyeli said, who is Kevin? Yeah, he is rubbish. Nana says, you're so right. Ali says, bless you. Hope you are okay, beautiful. I am very well, thank you so much. Richie Hammond, I don't recognize your name, so if you're new, thank you so much for joining. Mariama says, I've said it so many times. I feel so much better about myself when I hit my 40s. Hey, me too. Wait till you hit your 50s. Ernestina says, oh no, that's a reflection of who they really are. Mean. Oh, some of them were quite disgusting. Shirley Ann says, you're a great educator. God bless you. Hallie says, you're looking so fine. Thank you so much. I do look sleepy today because I am a bit sleepy. Like literally, I woke up 20 minutes and jumped on here. Minesby, thank you for being on here. Faye Clinton, thank you so much. Faces will replay. Thank you, please do. Ah, my big sissy, MC Parker say, I wear my grey hair with such pride. Not everyone is blessed to get here. Okay, so let me tell you something about Yemisi Parker say. She has been a big sister to me for a very, very long time. When I was about, and every year I would go to Ghana and I'd stay with her. And so when I was on lockdown, I was with my big sis, I was with Yemisi. Yemisi, tell me if I'm lying. Whenever I would go to Ghana, it would usually be at a time where I am at breaking point in terms of stress and pressure. And I would run to Yemisi because her home is a sanctuary for me. And I would always, within days, you would be able to actually see whatever depression or whatever was happening to me lift off. But that's not what I'm going to be talking, the point I'm making. Yemisi said to me, from when I was about 41, 42, she always said to me, you will come into your own when you're around 50. She said from about 47, she said this for years. Yemisi, big sis, am I lying? She prophesied this to me. She said, you will come into your own at this age. Why am I sharing this with you? I've been on social media now for maybe about 12 years. Go back and look at my journey. You will see that what she said was absolutely spot on. For those of you that have only gotten to know me or knew me before my husband passed away, be honest. Have I walked in greater power now or then? Be honest. I walked into my own more these last 2-3 years after that devastating loss. That's when the light bulb of my purpose became manifest. You see, you can't determine your calling if you are so caught up with age. If you are so obsessed with age and time, you will never walk into the fullness of your destiny. Take it from me. Because where things should be allowed to happen and where you should learn, where you should see certain experiences and opportunities presenting itself for you to learn to equip and empower you for that journey, you will miss it. You will miss it. Because you will tell yourself, oh, but I should have had this by then. You're not ready for that thing. You're not ready for that marriage. You think you are, but you're not. And let me tell you why you're not ready for that marriage. Because that person that has been designed and ordained for you, for your happily ever after, you need to be prepared for him as he is preparing for you. So there are certain experiences that you are going to have to go through and win and come through and earn your stripes so that when that man comes along, you are ready for him. I'm talking about women here. I'm not talking about men here. So for those of you that like to misunderstand, we are having a conversation. I'm having a conversation with my sisters. I'm having a conversation with my sisters, whether they're black, white, yellow, green, pink with yellow spot. I'm talking to my sisters today. Your date with destiny means you have a date with circumstance. Means you have a date with experience. Means you have a date with pain. Means you have a date with loss. Honor your dates so that you can be well prepared and dressed for destiny. You can't walk into destiny naked. You need to be clothed to walk into destiny. So the circumstances and situations that you have found yourself in can only be attained through time. There is no way. Forget about Not This Widow. I started the Fit Chicks Club. And the only reason why the Fit Chicks Club died a death was because I took on this fight to deal with sexual violence against women, i.e. who will hear my cry. The Fit Chicks Club was formed when I was 41 years of age. And if you remember, I said I was on my personal fitness journey and that if I reached my fitness goals by 42, I was going to wear a white bikini, which I did, much to the annoyance of my late husband and someone else, okay? 41. If I had tried to form the Fit Chicks Club at 25 with a predictable six-pack, it never would have had the impact that it had. Up to today, I still have people asking me about the Fit Chicks. Am I lying, guys? Show me some hearts. Up till today, someone even mentioned Fit Chicks last week. But what's happening with Fit Chicks? Am I going to, revive Fit Chicks again? Even the guys liked Fit Chicks and what we stood for. I was 41 years of age. You know why Fit Chicks worked and why it was such a beautiful concept? Because it spoke to older women. Because it spoke to older women and said, you are still relevant. You still have the right to feel and look beautiful and be beautiful. I am 50 years of age. How dare anybody tell me that I am no longer relevant? I have never been more relevant. You have never been more relevant. You just have to believe it. Stop lying to yourself and putting ticking time bombs on your womb, on your status, whether single or... Stop it. Stop it. Because that marriage that you want to go into, that you're so desperate for, you're being prepared for it. I got married in my 30s. I had wanted to get married in my 20s. Now I look at who I would have gotten married. It would have been a disaster with a capital disaster. It would have been a disaster. Not just on their part, on mine too. I was not ready. I didn't know how to be a wife at that age. Not because of my age, because there were certain experiences, there was certain healing that I had to go through for myself that I hadn't experienced. So carrying that baggage into a marriage was not going to work. All I want to share with you on this last episode of Speak With Dilys is that ageism is a form of terrorism because it's killing women and it's making women self-destruct when we don't need to. We are not in competition with time. We are not in competition with time. Your lane is your lane is your lane. Do not let society tell you you should be driving in this lane when you only have petrol for this lane. Don't let society tell you to drive in that lane when you only have a car that can ride in that lane. Day your lane. Stay in your lane. Because your destiny is unique to you. It is beautiful for you. So when you say that, well, Peggy Sue got married at 25 and had all her kids by the time she was 40, I too must have. Are you Peggy Sue? Are you married to Peggy Sue's husband? Do you have Peggy Sue's womb? Do you have Peggy Sue's destiny? Stop it. And we have to stop it. From today, if there's anybody that has put pressure on their daughter to get married by a certain lady because you want grandkids, stop it. Stop it. Because you're killing the soul, you are killing the spirit, you are killing the dream, you are killing the destiny of your daughters. Stop it. If you see a woman being disrespected, a woman of my class and caliber, just because I'm 50, that I am referred to in a disparaging and a disrespectful way because of my age, say something. If you're a woman over the age of 40 and you've had a child, lose that stupid phrase of pension baby, because the man that you laid with is not disrespecting his penis and the sperm that has come out of it in that way. If God has blessed you with a child in your later years, say, that's my special blessed baby. It sounds far more better and far more enlightened than pension baby. It's tacky and it's cheap. And the life of your child is not tacky and it's not cheap. But because we keep on feeding into that, society says, hey, you're having a baby at this age, just to spite you, I'll have another child. Just to spite you people, I will get pregnant and say, hey, Speak with Dilys, we're going to speak about my pregnancy. Let's see. Or because it's me, it'll be, oh, that's lovely. Is that not hypocrisy then? Is that not hypocrisy? Embrace your life. If you feel you're not relevant after a certain age, what are you going to do? Kill yourself? Are you going to kill yourself? There are certain secrets about your life that can only be revealed later. It's not for now. Time, season, destiny. I'm going to read a couple more because I'm going to go off. Mariama says, I say it all the time, I take it back. Please do. I'm putting my cane away. Please do. What you had was a blessed child in later years. How beautiful that a woman who maybe feels that she couldn't have children or didn't plan to have a child is blessed with that. Don't you know that those children, let me tell you something. Every child that you have opens a special door of blessing for your life. Do not limit your blessing or block the door of your blessing. Oh, that's my pension baby. Say, that's the one that had to come. That's a child that has come to open a door in this generation because they've come to do a special work and speak something positive over that child. Say something of substance over that child that in your latter years just decided to pop up, planned or otherwise. That, you know, power, life and death is in the power of your tongue. Speak something of substance over that child because they came for a reason. Ali says it is completely wrong to define women by their age. Absolutely it is. Monica said, preach, my sister. Anita Walanyo, I haven't seen that name before, so thank you for joining if this is your first time. Chofso Hewlett, forgive me if I have mispronounced it. My first time here and I'm enjoying. Oh, wonderful. Well, today is the last in the series of Speak With Dilys, series 4. I will be back on the 22nd of May, so I'm going to be off for 3 weeks. What I would say, and let me come back to that actually, because there's a few things that I want to announce about me going off, and I'll come back to that. So thank you for joining for the first time. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Ernestina says, Dilys, I'm entering my 40th year. Oh, happy birthday in advance. And I feel super fabulous than ever. Never felt this young and sweet. Aging is a beautiful gift. Look, let me tell you something. One advantage for me, being older, now the Bobby way I get. I know get on before, now 34B, I've been the rock. Now, see how God has blessed me in old age. The thing will go cost me £3,000 for go do. I always said I'll go and get a boob job. I'm more like, I don't need to anymore. Thank you, Jesus. With age comes blessing. Understand? Right now, you know, I say I be wife material. I get sense. As I be cook, I be wife material. If you don't know that song, go and find it. Do you understand? So, being old is not bad though. Can you see? Very, very well. I've packaged nicely. I'm looking good. And 50 years, I know how to do eyebrow. Couldn't do it before. Look how I've done my hair, did it myself. Can't you see I'm looking wonderful? 50 years is brilliant, you know? Very, very, very good. When you see all those bastards talking about, you're old, mama, I say, look at your face. Can you compare to me? Look at your stomach. You look like you have got, when they say you have a gut feeling, I'm like, which one? You seem you have a lot of feelings there, but we are not going to go there this evening. We are going to be nice. You understand? So we thank God. Everything is everything. So, Unapologetically Ghanaian is watching. I love that name. Listen, you got to put some comedy into this because these are some tough topics, you know what I mean? So wonderful people. And as he said, I had my child at 21 too. Wasn't married. Yes, ashamed. Broke my relationship. Yes, had dream goals, but I knew all I wanted was a happy family life. And once that wasn't coming, I wasn't settling. Since childbirth advice from old folks, my spirit rejected it and I'm empowered now to live my best life. This life is mine And I need me some love, and that's what I'm getting now, Dilys. You're opinionated and it's powerful. Thank you. And I love you for sharing that. Thank you so much. A lot of women need to hear this, says Mavis Ajikum. So please do share. Vika Ada, thank you for being on here. Destiny, time and season, absolutely. Diana Burko, I must be that woman too. I'm 39, no kids. Let me tell you something, sweetheart. Your blessing is cooking. There's some lessons you still need to learn. That's all. In the right due time and season, you will have that man who will come alongside you and will compliment you. Don't rush. Listen, you're a beautiful girl. I know you. I know your mum. You could have gotten married at 29 if you wanted to. There's a reason why you're still single at 39. Your blessing is coming. It's cooking. Listen, like I said, it takes me longer to make a roast than it does to make an English breakfast. Some of us, our marriages, you have entered into English breakfast marriage when you should be having a roast. You are just doing scrambled egg marriage. Some marriages require marinating the meats. Putting garlic cloves inside, wrapping it with rosemary, putting on a little black pepper, putting some aromats, wrapping in foil, packaging the tin. Hold on, I'm coming. Can you see? Can you see? Some of you, your marriage, it needs to resemble. Look. Can you see the juice? Can you see? That's the kind of marriage. If you want, what do I have in the house? Hold on. If it's, I don't even know. Where is my, I'm coming home. If now this kind of marriage you want, mayonnaise, wrap, now ham, now that kind of marriage when I go get. Can you see? One requires time. Look, you think I'm lying? Smell this. And smell the mayonnaise. Take your time. You need to be like my roasty lamb. It needs time. Time to marinate. The seasoning has to enter. Allow. Do you want to be like this cheap ham? Do you know how long it would take me to make a wrap? Just about a minute. But you have to understand that things take time. Relax. In its due time and season, that which is due you will come to you. It will come for you. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Appreciate where you are and take time out to think and understand, why am I in this space? This thing that's happened to me, what was the reason? Because there's a reason for everything. Look at my life. Do you think I've had an easy life? You don't know the half of it. You don't know the half of it. But because I understand the reason for the hurt, the pain, the loss, the this, the that, the disappointment, I'm able to stand and say, I'm marinating. I'm still in my becoming. I'm not there yet. We will by all means, by the grace of God, be here this time next year. And then you will see I see. I know what Dilys meant when she said that she knew that she would come into her own in her later years. Don't write yourself off too quickly. You are not a wrap. You are not a wrap. You're a good piece of meat that needs marinating. Okay? Guys, I have to go. So thank you so much for bearing with me, being with me, loving me, supporting me. You have been amazing. Speak With Dilys would be nothing without you guys. And I really, really want to say thank you for everything that you have done for me in terms of support, sharing my broadcast, inboxing me, encouraging me. Some of you have even sent me gifts. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for the support that you gave me launching Speak With Dilys Live the other week. Your presence was everything. I'm not going to be here for the next 3 weeks, so this time I will be having a break. So I will be back 8 p.m. on Sunday, the 22nd of May. In between, you might just see me pop up here and there, but Speak With Dilys is breaking. So I will be back with season 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on the 22nd of May. So God bless you all. I am very, very grateful. And I hope you have a good 3 weeks, and maybe it might be an idea to just go and chill and treat Speak With Dilys like Netflix and just binge watch. There's so many shows that you can watch. Just go and binge watch, and hopefully it will empower you to do better. Hopefully it will inspire you not to lose hope, that you will see yourself through a lens that is 2020. And not like my eyesight, which is minus 3.5 now. But you will have 2020 vision of who you are and of your value and of your importance, because you are important and you are valued and you are most certainly loved. So God bless you all. Thank you so much for being with me during this time. Series 5 is going to have some episodes will be sponsored by some people and some organizations. So I will be sharing that with you whenever those episodes are being broadcast. So if you would like to sponsor an episode, if you would like to sponsor all of them, that would be great. But if you would like to sponsor an episode, be it with clothing, be it with money, be it with whatever products that you have, I will be doing that for season 5. You have 3 weeks. Well, you don't have 3 weeks, but it would be great if you could let me know within the next 3 weeks of what you would like me to advertise for you. So guys, that's me done. I gave you an extra 20 minutes because it's the last one, because I'm nice like that. Auntie Mabel is going to be coming back. Auntie Mabel had a conversation with me yesterday, and she revealed a very interesting secret. Auntie Mabel said she is actually the auntie of Bob Marley. I have to tell you, yes, it's true. Bob Marley was my nephew. And when I come back, I'm going to be sharing some secrets about Bob Marley and my relationship with him in Kingston, Jamaica. So yes, look forward to series 5. It is going to be fun. Guys, love you all. You've been a great audience. More fun, love, laughter, inspiration and encouragement. Go out there and love that older woman. Go and educate that younger woman. Let's start educating our men to respect all women, irrespective of their age, because each one of us plays a part. No man would want to lose his mum early because she's old. No woman wants to die early just because she's no longer 35. So please, let's start to inject some love and respect into the lives of women. And I shall see you back here by the grace of God on the 22nd of May, 2022. God bless you. Thank you guys. See you soon.